in Nigeria, that we should bring 200 million, convert it into dollars.
Hello, great people. Another scandal rocks the Tinubu administration as an abroad-based woman is accusing the Minister of Works and former governor of Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi, of corruption, harassment, intimidation, and bullying. In a moment, I'll leave you to hear the allegation that the woman is leveling against the Tinubu government, the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, and his boys. And when we come back, we'll be dissecting the issues as regards the revelation of the woman about the $12.5 billion Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway that the Bola Ahmed Tinubu awarded, and some of the shady deals that have been going on. We will also be dissecting what the Tinubu government have been doing as regards all these kind of allegations on what this means for the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We'll be dissecting all these and a whole lot more on this episode with your sure plug, Dr. Omosoladeji. First, let us go and watch the video of that woman, and I can say to you that if you are a Nigerian, if you are in the diaspora, or you have friends or family that are interested in investing in Nigeria, this is a video for you. Let us go and watch the video of the woman, then we'll come back for some great discussion. Let's watch it.
What actually happened was that when we are working on our subject property, we were trying to work on the remaining parts that Minister David Umahi did not encroach upon. And the next thing we saw, the military officials came to the subject property, harassed, intimidate, and beat up the staff. They also took away one of our non-essential staff that is mixing the cement. His name is Ola Obanle. Nigeria people, this cannot be happening. This is the height of impunity. Is it because we did not subject to the corruption of Nigeria? Minister Umahi, you are the first person I told when your assistant controller of works, Olufemi Dare, came to me and told me when I was in Nigeria that we should bring 200 million, convert it into dollars, and bring it to the federal controller of works so that they can use it as lobby to divert the coastal road back to the original alignment. I got your contact and I went to you to report to you what your officials are doing, that they are packaging the coastal road bribery, and they will package it to you, and you will come down and come and realign it, not knowing that you are part of it. The next day, you sent the officials of high-tech and your people to come and demolish all the subject investment that we have labored hard to work on. Minister Umahi, we came to Nigeria to invest because we are patriotic. We came to Nigeria to put our money, not that we don't have any option of investing in anywhere we are. In America and other parts of the world that we are. The foreign direct investment that we brought into that country, which is 250 million, when Naira was $400 to $1. And now, you have jeopardized it. You have scattered it. You have contravened the law. Notwithstanding that there was a directive that you should not go there. You contravened the law. You called high-tech people to start working there. Within 3 weeks, a road was constructed on our subject property that you demolished. Remember that we came under the platform of Renew Hope. This is one of the policies that the president, Asiwaju Tinubu Bola Ahmed, created. We came under that platform thinking that we will have fairness, equity, and everything in our country, thinking that we are protected. But the only thing I'm going to tell you, this Ola Obanle, I'm giving you 24 hours because we have waited for 24 hours for you people to provide that boy. I'm giving you 24 hours to mandate the military officials that you sent into our property to abduct him, to bring him out. Because the whole world will hear about it. Tomorrow they will say that we are demarcating Nigeria. We came on our own accord with our resources to invest. Is that how you people use your power vested on you as a minister, a ministerial appointee, to intimidate? The same platform we know that we use in convincing people to come back to Nigeria to invest is the same platform that is holding us now. I am appealing to the Chief of Army Staff, the GOC 81 Division, to withdraw all these people, to cease and desist all this harassment that they are doing in our property. I have instructed our lawyers to write a petition against this impunity that is being committed, because tomorrow Minister Umahi will still use the name of president and say that the president graciously told him to acquire all the land. Tell him that we are working in peace and he should leave us in peace. Because I have all the evidence of what they have done there, and I will start releasing everything.
There you have it. You just heard the weighty allegations leveled against Nigeria's Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, by the abroad-based woman. I am concerned. I don't know if you are concerned, but I think every right-thinking Nigerian should be concerned, because when it comes to the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, most of the things that are coming out is corruption, harassment, humiliation, intimidation. If you look at the principal members or the key allies of the president, these are some of the features that you can tag on them recently, and that gives a lot of concern. You will recall that the first lady, Oluremi Tinubu, was kind of like embarrassing Delta State. The son of the president, Seyi Tinubu, was accused of using talks to bully and harass the president of NAS, Atiku Abubakar Issa. You would also recall that another key member of the Tinubu government, in person of the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, is facing a sexual harassment scandal. Festus Keyamo, that story is brewing. You may not have heard of it, but Festus Keyamo is also in another alleged scandal, in the sense that he brought a woman from the US and he breached some immigration protocols and all that. That story, I have it, and I will be bringing it your way. That's why if you are yet to subscribe, of course do well to subscribe to this channel. It is the arrest of Very Dark Man that is perhaps kind of like watering down that particular story. But Sahara Reporters is breaking the news and is giving details about the scandal against the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo. So if you look at it, this is another one as regards the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi. So in a government that is in charge of the welfare of about over 200 million people, then you should be concerned when the principal actors of the government are involved, are kind of like embroiled in one corruption case, harassment, intimidation, or humiliation. That gives a lot of concern. And if you look at it, the woman made some specific assertion in that particular video. She said that the assistant controller of works, she mentioned one Femi, and she leveled corruption against that particular person, bribery and corruption. She said that the person asked her to bring US dollars. She should change millions of naira, convert it to US dollars, and come and use it to lobby. So the woman was specific in her allegation, and she also roped in the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi. So the woman is specific, but then why is it that the EFCC usually do not see this kind of thing? Why is it that even if this woman complained to the EFCC, why is it difficult for EFCC to go after this kind of people? But when it comes to the likes of Very Dark Man, the EFCC, you find them suddenly, they will be very active. So rather than investigate, when this woman, when she reported to the minister, Dave Umahi, rather than for the minister to investigate, the minister sent the military and they kind of like demolish the property that the woman have invested in. After, they will now say that Nigerians are not coming home to invest. Look at the story of this woman. Rather than for you to investigate, when the woman contacted you, rather you sent, the military there to go and demolish the property that she has invested in. And they said that they have already kind of like take over part of their land for the construction of the road. The remaining one she is developing it. You guys went to demolish it. So you can imagine the way the people in power in Nigeria, the way they operate, leaves much to be desired. And one thing that is of concern to me is that, you see, bribery, corruption is fast becoming a culture in Nigeria. So much so that if you want to do anything in Nigeria, if you are here to bribe, then you can't get things done. Imagine the amount that they are requesting for the woman just to kind of like bribe to rub some people's hands and all that. And that is why government job in Nigeria is very lucrative. You will see that it is people in government that are driving, some of the best cars. Some of them will not take that car to work. They will hide it at home. But some of them have some luxury car. They've built houses. It is from this corruption because their salary is often nothing to write home about. So I'm concerned that bribery and corruption is fast becoming a culture in Nigeria. It is like a network that usually see everywhere you go. And they will say that, oh, foreign direct investment, foreign direct investment. Do you think that if an investor search about Nigeria, they won't see the allegation that this woman is levying against the Minister of Works, the weighty allegation, and you expect such people to bring their hard-earned money to Nigeria? So sometimes it is these Nigerian politicians that are demarketing Nigeria. Then they will tell you to be marketing it, but they are not doing their part to market Nigeria. It is in Nigeria that politicians will act in a very unpatriotic manner. Then they would be telling you to be patriotic. So it is a case of do as I say, not do as I do. And that itself leaves much to be desired, because these politicians, why would somebody, if you are a kind of like a foreigner, can you bring your hard-earned billions of dollars into the Nigerian economy when if you go for just a little search and you are seeing this kind of allegation leveled against the people in government, the top people in government for that matter? So that leaves a lot to be desired on the part of the Tinubu presidency. And one thing that gives me concern is the abuse of power. Nigerian government, Nigerian politicians, once you are not in good terms with them, the next thing they'll just demolish your house. We've seen that on the part of Yeson Wike. We've seen that on the part of El Rufai. So it's fast becoming a culture. And why is it that when there is a court order, some of them will just disobey the court order flagrantly? And if you look at it very well, the woman said something which I found interesting. She said, oh, they are contravening the law in Nigeria. Which law? They are the law. They are the law in Nigeria only exists for the masses. The politicians in Nigeria, they are the law. They themselves, they are a law unto themselves, and they act in such manner with impunity. So I would have loved if the Tinubu government could probe this kind of thing and let the woman get justice, and the justice should be made public for the people to see. If the minister is guilty, he should be fired. If the people, the Femi, the assistant controller of works, if that man is guilty, he should be fired, so that the government can begin to redeem its image. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should check within his circle, because this embarrassment are becoming one too many. I wish Nigerians and the government the best of luck. It's been an interesting time with you. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past video. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.